What is MSP? You might say minimum support price, but in reality, it is a game of politics, deceit, and lobbying. And at the receiving end is just one community, the farmers. These farmers have been at the receiving end of all the politics surrounding MSP for the last many decades. Let's decode MSP for you today, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Abhinav Trivedi and you're watching Mint Explains. Now, MSP or minimum support price is the price at which the government purchases crops from the farmers, providing them with assured income for their produce. No, this price acts as a safety net for farmers, ensuring they receive a fair price for their crops, particularly during times of market fluctuations. Now, government's MSP assurance was one of the conditions on which the farmer groups had withdrawn year-long agitation on the borders of Delhi in 2020-2021. Now, what is the MSP scene right now? Let's break that down for you. In the last 10 years, paddy and wheat farmers, which is rice and wheat, have received nearly rupees 18 lakh crores as MSP. Of the 23 crops that the government currently announces MSPs for every year, there are 7 cereals, 5 pulses, and 7 oil seeds, and 4 commercial crops. Now, the Commission for Agricultural Cost and Prices, or CACP, an attached office of the Union Agricultural Ministry, suggests MSPs for specific crops. Now, while MSP is announced for all crops, it works almost for rice and wheat only, because the government has a vast storage system for only these grains, which feed the government's public distribution system. Now, what is happening right now and how is MSP determined? It's called the A2 plus FL formula. Let's break that down for you. Now, CACP considers A2 plus FL as the cost of production and sets MSP at 1.5 times of it. Now, what is A2? A2 covers all paid out costs directly incurred by the farmer in cash in kind. Now, this could be any kharcha which the farmer owns, pesticides, hired labor, fuel, irrigation, वगैरह. FL is the family labor. This includes the labor cost incurred by the farmer. The government right now provides 1.5 times this A2 plus FL cost. On the other hand, the Swaminathan Commission, headed by late MS Swaminathan, the father of Green Revolution in India and recently given Bharat Ratna by the ruling BJP, had in 2006 recommended a different formula. For the calculation of input costs, along with the paid out cost, which is A2 in the earlier case, and the imputed value of family labor, also incurred the interest on the value owned capital assets, which is C2 in this case. Now, the Swaminathan Commission suggested the COP should be based on C2 plus A2 plus FL plus 50% of the formula for setting MSP. Clearly, if we go by the Swaminathan Commission's report, the MSP which farmers will get is far more what they are getting right now. Now, what are the farmers demanding? Farmers are demanding a law which mandates the MSP for all crops, and this payment should be based on the Swaminathan Commission report. Now, as per economists, that would be an economic suicide. If MSP gets legal sanction, there is a fear that the country's agricultural exports could become non-competitive. MSP for most crops often tends to be higher than the rate in the domestic and international markets, which is why it's not possible to force private traders to buy at MSP. The burden of procurement would lie entirely on the government, which does not have the resources to store and buy the crops. Add an additional subsidy of almost 40 lakh crores. This budget will be far more higher than the infrastructure, education and medical budgets of the government, which clearly means less focus on these sectors. Having said that, the farmers' problems are real too, and that is why this is not a straightforward situation. Majority of the farmers across the country do not get their due price. Powerful lobbies have been nurtured by almost all political parties who want the system of MSP to prevail because it's only beneficial to them. Congress, which is currently supporting MSP, was the one which opposed it in 2010 when it was in power. Majority of small-scale farmers in the country are still deprived of basic income, are burdened with huge debt obligations, and are bullied by wholesalers into selling at low margins and also to join protests. This is the reality of the MSP scenario in the country, ladies and gentlemen, and therefore the solution is not straightforward. This is all from this episode of Mint Explains. I shall see you on the next episode. Shabba khair.